Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited you're here. Today we're going to be working on a relaxing, invigorating, stretching, balancing, strengthening hatha sequence for you. And let's get started. So if you have any props such as blocks, blankets, any straps, bolsters, even like a nice um, like firm pillow from the couch or something, have it around in case you think you're going to need it later. Um, Props are definitely helpful, and we just love having them. So we're going to start off sitting in a nice seated position. Um, Legs are crossed, or legs can be open a little bit more, whatever feels good in your body today. And you can be sitting up on a blanket or bolster um, to help you just get a little bit of height if you'd like. And you can also have some support under your knees with some blocks or pillows, something, rolled up blanket. If you need to take a little bit of time to get those things, go ahead. And we're just going to be starting off our sequence today by just sitting quietly with ourselves for a few moments, um, gathering your focus, um, and just allowing yourself to settle into this moment that you've taken for yourself. We'll just sit cross-legged, again, however is comfortable for you, and close the eyes, hands on the knees, sitting up nice and tall. And we're just going to allow the breath to come naturally. We're going to be inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And just do a few rounds of these as you center yourself today. Feel the support of the ground underneath you. You're in a safe space. Good job taking this time for yourself today to do something proactive and healthy and wonderful for yourself. On your next exhale, we're going to flutter the eyes open. Staying in this position, we're going to start to rotate at the waist. So we're going to start to go counterclockwise from the back to the front, coming around, letting the arms stretch out as needed, stretching out the shoulders. This is really just a little wake up for the spine and for the back muscles, and you can change it around any way that feels good to you. If you really want to pull one side around, really getting into those little tight spots that you want to work on after a long sleep or a long day or sitting or running around. Just get in there and rotate, lean back, stretch your shoulders forward. Allow yourself to create like a little dance, all your own. Just getting in there and stretching and waking up the body. Try to space out your breathing so that your inhales and your exhales are about the same length. And always just come back to the breath. Let the breath guide you through the movements today. You may find that you're going deeper into the movements as your body warms up a little bit. We're going to reverse it the opposite direction now. Back, you can hold on to your knees, come around. Letting that breath guide you. You can circle your head a little bit if that feels good to you. We'll come to a stationary position here. With your left hand on your right knee, we're going to stretch out in a wide arc this way to the right, and then twist at the waist toward the back, stretching out the arm behind you. Inhale and try to see if you can get a little bit taller and get a little bit deeper into that stretch behind you. And exhale, back. We'll go to the other side. Right arm on left knee, stretching out toward the back. Inhale, get a little bit taller in your waist and see if you can stretch a little bit more. But be gentle with yourself. Inhale, come on back. Allow the right hand to come down to your mat. Bending that right arm, right elbow. We're going to extend the arm over the left ear. It feels good. You can bring your arm behind you, bent elbow, and twist open toward the sky. Release. Come to the other side. Left hand on the mat. Bending right elbow and right arm over right ear. Getting that nice stretch in this side waist there. And if it feels good, you can bring your arm down, bending your elbow, bringing your arm behind you. And stretch open to the right, opening up your chest to the sky. Release, come on back. We'll shake out the arms a little bit. You're going to take the right arm, cross it in front of the body, and with your left arm, just hook your elbow underneath that elbow. So your right arm is closer to your body and your left arm is hooking that right arm. And we're just pulling it aside, pulling across in front of us. And we'll do the same on the opposite side. Left arm in front of you, right arm is hooking it and bringing it around. And release. Shake it out. Roll the shoulders gently backward. And we'll roll the shoulders gently forward. Awesome. We're going to put our feet and our legs in the Baddha Konasana, butterfly position. So the soles of our feet are touching. We'll stay here for a moment. Get yourself comfortable. Bring your legs, your feet back as far as feels comfortable to you. You can also have something under your knees, like a block or a rolled up blanket is great because it's nice and soft. And if you want to come a little closer, you can just scooch your hiney up a little bit. So we're here, feeling good. Make sure that you are not in any kind of pain. And if you are, you can do some modifications. Maybe have your feet forward in front of you, or just in front of you like this if that feels better for you. Or you can just have the soles touching and the feet quite a bit in front of you. So find the position that works for you and your body today without hurting. And we're going to place the hands around the toes over here, or on the top of the feet, wherever feels good to you, or on the ankles. And we're going to inhale. We have a nice, flat, straight back. And on an exhale, we're just going to allow the forehead and the nose to just come toward those big toes. And let your head get heavy. Let your neck relax. Let your jaw relax. Just allow gravity to pull your head toward your toes. And with every exhale, try to just let your head, your shoulders just relax a little bit more toward the feet. And if you want to, you can tighten your grip of your hands around your toes and use your biceps and your bent elbow to kind of pull your upper body a little bit closer to the toes, if this is something that you want to work on today. Keep coming back to the breath when it starts to be a little challenging. Okay, we're going to come up on an inhale, and we're going to place the left hand on top of the right foot. And walking the hands around here, we're just going to keep our hands on the ground. Our right fingertips are on the ground behind us. And we're going to very gently just twist to look over our left shoulder. If you feel like you want to walk your hands a little bit further back, that's fine. Find the position that works for you. On an inhale, try to rise up a little bit more out of that waist and twist a little bit more to the left. Inhale and exhale. We're going to walk the fingertips back. And our right hand is going to go on top of our left foot. Fingertips of our left hand are going to walk back to find a comfortable position behind our back. So we're twisting to the left. Inhale, see if you can twist just a little bit more if that's comfortable for you. If not, stay where you are. Inhale. And your next exhale, walk the fingers back. We're going to stretch out the soles, our legs with the soles of the feet still touching if you aren't already here. And we're just going to allow the hands to come down the legs, land somewhere on the ankles, toes, wherever you are today, and just allow your whole back and your whole torso just to kind of drape toward the ground. So your neck is relaxed, your jaw is relaxed, your back is pretty flat. You're just gazing down at the ground right behind your heels. If your neck is starting to feel kind of tense, gently shake it out and try to be mindful of that and let the breath, the exhales, help you relax. Coming up on an inhale, we're going to have the feet and the legs out in front of us in a comfortable position for you. Again, if you want, you can have a bolster or a rolled up blanket underneath you if that feels better for you. We're going to flex the feet. Now on an inhale, we're going to raise the hands to the sky. Imagine we're holding a big ball, okay? And we're going to, on an exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So we inhale here and exhale. We're bringing the ball that way around us. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist to the left with our ball. Inhale. Now we're going to come forward on our exhale, keeping our back nice and flat and allowing our hands to come to wherever they touch, whether it's your shin, your ankles, your knees, your toes, arch of the foot, wherever feels good to you. Remember, every day is different. One day we're grabbing our toes, one day we're grabbing our shins. Just based on what our body feels like doing today, if we have any injuries, if we're just feeling extra tight, what the weather's like. So be gentle with yourself. That's like the first thing to think about. Be gentle with yourself. We all need to repeat that to ourselves more. So we're holding on and we're breathing. Our head is relaxed, our neck is relaxed, our jaw is relaxed. Just allowing the rhythm and the cycle of the breath to wash through us. Just observing it. Allowing that breath, the observance of that breath to keep you in the moment. And with every exhale, see if you can melt a little deeper into the stretch. And readjust as you need. You can bend your elbows and let your biceps pull you a little bit closer to the ground if you'd like. On an exhale, we're going to release, gently bring the hands up. And we're going to either leave the right leg where it is, or you can bring it out to the side, like at a 45-degree angle or 90-degree angle, like whatever feels good for you today. I'm going to have my leg about here-ish. And then we're going to be bringing the left foot in. So the sole of the left foot is going to be touching the inside of our right leg. We're going to very subtly kind of move the torso so it's facing that outstretched leg a little bit more. Keep that foot flexed. And we're going to reach for that beach ball again on an inhale. On an exhale, we're going to fold toward that flexed foot again. So inhale and exhale. And allow your head to just get heavy. Allow your forehead to come down. You're grabbing the ankle, you're grabbing the toes or the shin, and your hands can definitely be in different places. Sometimes my hand is here and this hand is here, and that's fine. Whatever works for you today, whatever you feel like doing, whatever feels good in your body. So we're just relaxing into the pose. Feeling those exhales, allowing us to melt down a bit more. And come on up. With our right hand on our, like the ankle-ish area, the top of the foot, we're going to place it there on the left foot. And we're going to bring the left arm over the left ear, kind of stretching in the direction of your side or the direction of the foot. Stretching over. Feeling that energy coming out of those fingertips. And release. We'll come back here. We're going to switch to the other side. So left leg is out, either in front of you or out to the side. We're going to pivot the pelvis toward that outstretched foot. And we're going to reach for that beach ball. Inhale and exhale. Coming to wherever feels good for you today. Coming back to that breath. And inhale, we're going to come up. Left hand on top of the right foot. And exhale, we're just going to stretch to the side. Arms, fingertips toward the foot or toward the side. Getting that nice side stretch there. And come on up. All right, we are going to come onto our mats on our palms and our knees in a tabletop position. So our hands are under our shoulders, our palms are flat on the ground, our knees are on the ground under our hips, and the tops of our feet are flat on the mat. So we have our spine in a nice neutral position. We're looking down toward the mat, so our neck is nice and long. And on an inhale, we're going to raise the chin and the sky gently, the chin and the forehead gently toward the sky. And allow your navel to drop down towards the ground. We have a little, like a bend in the back, and our eyes, our whole face, everything is looking toward the sun. And on an exhale, we're going to reverse. We're going to drop the head. Raise the shoulders and the upward back toward the sky, allowing the tailbone to drop. This is the cat of our cat-cow. And inhale, we're going to go back to our cat position. Eyes are up, face is up, abdomen is dropped. And on an exhale, back to our cat position. So we're going to do a little series of these at your own pace, taking the time to stretch out any particular areas that you feel like need to be stretched out in your body. If it feels good, and it usually does, to sway the hips a little bit here. You can move around. Find the little dance that feels good for you today. You need to move forward. You want to come forward, backwards. If you just want to keep doing that cat and cow, you want to pull them all together, roll them all together into a little choreography, go for it. Excellent. After your next round or two, we're going to come to a nice flat back again. And we're going to extend our right foot out flexing it behind you. You can move back and forth a little bit for a little bit more of a stretch here. And finding balance on the 3 limbs that are on the ground, you're going to lift up that right leg no more than hip height and extend the left arm out. Inhale and exhale, release back down to the ground. We'll do the same on the other side. Extend the left leg, kick it up and down, back and forth a little bit to stretch it out. And on an inhale, we're going to raise that leg up and extend your right arm. Inhale and exhale, release. We're going to, again, finding balance on the 3 limbs. We're going to take your right leg out to the side. We're going to start to walk it, so cute, around to the right. Now, if this is challenging in your body, you can definitely stay here, or you can, just have it to whatever feels good to you. If this is enough for you today, that's awesome. Find whatever feels good in your body today. You can do all the same moves with our modifications. So now our right foot is on the right side of our mat. Our toes are facing the front. Right side of our foot is close to the right side of our mat. And we can reposition as necessary. We're going to be rising up. You can rise up on your fingertips. You can have a block here for you also. If this feels good for you, you can stay here today. Or we can come forward, upwards, raising the arms to the sky, inhaling. And we're going to be twisting to the right, twisting open with our arms. Our heart is open, our chest is open. Stay here for a few breaths. Exhale, and on an inhale, we're going to come back up to the sky, lengthening the spine. And on an exhale, we're going to twist the opposite direction to the left. Trying to keep that right leg from bending in. Try to keep it as straight as you can. Exhale, and on an inhale, we're going to come back up to the sky. Really stretching that spine, stretching those fingers to the sky. And exhale, we'll come down, finding balance with our fingertips or block. We're going to extend that right leg, flexing the toes. You can stay here if this feels good to you. You can have your blocks, your fingertips holding you up. And if it feels good in your body today, allow your head and your chin to gently, just heavily fall toward your knee in a deeper stretch in this Ardha Hanumanasana. This is a real stretch of release and submission. Let the universe do what it's going to do. Just be. Release to the breath. Bend your knee, and we're going to walk the right foot back behind us. So we're back on our tabletop, and we're going to do the same with our left leg. I'm going to pull it up, find the leg positioning that feels good in your body today. Windshield wipering it up to your mat. So here we are, we have both of our hands in front of us. Our right leg is bent and our left leg is bent. Coming up, inhale, rise towards the sky, stretchy, stretchy, stretchy. And we're going to, on an exhale, twist to the left, Opening up that chest, opening up those arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And on your next inhale, rise up again toward the sky. Inhale and exhale, open to the right. Look straight. You can look over your shoulder if that feels good in your neck. On your next inhale, come up towards the sky again. And exhale, bring the hands to the ground to find balance as needed. Extend that left leg, flexing the foot. You can stay here or allow your head and your chin just to come a little closer to your knee. Just releasing. Coming back to that breath. On your next inhale, we'll walk the foot back, finding balance with those hands. In our tabletop, we're going to allow the big toes to touch, and we're going to bring the knees out to the edge of the mat. So our big toes are touching, our knees are out. We've got like a big V in our legs. Our hands are in front of us. And we're going to just allow ourselves to come down in a wide leg extended child's pose. Arms out in front. If this is challenging for your shoulders or your back, you can also have your hands in front of you like this. So it's going to be your hands in front, one hand on top of the other, and you can rest your forehead on the back of your hand for some support. Just release, feeling the security of the ground beneath you. On an inhale, we're going to come up, bringing the knees back together, shaking out the hips and the back as needed. Putting our toes on the mat, flexing our feet. We have our hands in front of us. And on an inhale, we're going to slowly start to crawl into our first downward dog of the day. So hands are in front of us. Our feet are directly behind us. Our shoulders are away from our ears. Your head is down. Do not worry if your heels are not touching the ground. Do not worry at all. And we'll stay here for a moment. Coming back to your breath. And bending the knees. We're going to walk toward the front of the mat. However you get there. And we're going to meet in a forward fold. So allow your body just to release the arms to the ground having a little bend in the knees as needed. Feeling that nice stretch through the back of the legs. And inhale. Going to bring the hands to the sky. Exhale, hands are together in a prayer position at your chest. Stay here for a few breaths. Exhale. Inhale, hands back to the sky. Hands together. Exhale, we fall to the ground. Hands on the shins, back is flat, halfway lift. And allow your palms to come to the ground, or we can work through the vinyasa, or you can also go into child's pose or a downward dog. If you want to do the vinyasa, we'll have our palms on the ground. Extend the legs behind you into a plank pose, and then coming forward on the toes, drop down to the ground. Come up into a cobra. Coming back, we're going to go into our extended child's pose. So our toes are together, knees are wide. Come to the ground. Inhale, we'll come up. We're going to pop up into our second downward dog. Bending the knees generously, walking the feet to the sides of the mat. You're going to walk your hands up, coming up into a standing position towards the end of your mat. Your feet are together. Come to your breath. And hands on the waist. We're going to step forward with our right foot, allowing your left toes to fan out towards the left side. Your right leg is bent. Just find the position that really works the best for you. And on inhale, we're going to raise the hands to the sky. Exhale, inhale. We're going to open up to repositioning as needed into our warrior two. So your back leg is straight, your right leg is bent, toes to the front of the mat, and your arms are extended. Straighten the right leg. Allow the left arm to come behind you. Allow the left arm to slide down the back of your left leg, and your right arm is over your ear. Bending your right leg. Right forearm above the knee. We're extending with our left arm above our left ear. Extended side angle pose. Coming up, we're going to move the legs a little closer, and we're going to pivot on the left foot, and allow that left knee to drop. So we have two bent legs. One is with the knee on the ground, one is with the knee straight ahead of you. I'm going to stay here for a moment, and we're going to have the right leg kind of windshield out a little bit, like here, and our hands are in front of us. This is also a great time to put a block here if you want to bring the ground a little closer to you. So both of our hands are in front of us, and our right foot is off the mat just a bit, and the toes are fanning out toward the right. So we can stay here on the block or in our hands, our palms facing up. in this lizard pose. Or if it feels good in your body today, you can walk your hands down, walk your hands forward, allow your forearms to drop. Don't worry if both forearms don't equally come down to the ground. Allow your body to be comfortable in what it's doing today. Keep coming back to that exhalation to help you go a little bit deeper into that stretch. And next inhale, we're going to come on up. Bring that right foot back onto the mat. Leaving your left palm on the mat, we're going to reach open wide with our right arm in an arc toward the right, reaching the right fingertips toward the sky, getting a twist and a stretch. Inhale and exhale, we'll release. Walk the right foot back. We're going to come into a downward dog. See if you can push the heels down just a little bit more this time around. And if not, that's fine too. Bending the knees, we're going to walk the feet toward the front, meeting in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, arms in prayer pose at your chest. Inhale, exhale. Next inhale, hands to the sky again. Hands together, exhale. We'll release to the ground. Palms to your shins, back is flat, halfway lift. And we can go through the vinyasa, or you can go into downward dog or child's pose. We're doing the vinyasa, palms on the ground, step back into a plank pose. Coming forward, we'll come down into cobra or baby cobra. Coming back, big toes together, knees out to the side of the mat. We'll release down to the ground. And coming up, we'll go into a downward dog. Let the shoulders slide away from the ears. And bending the knees generously, we're going to step our feet out to the sides of the mat and walk your arms back. Coming up into a standing position at the end of your mat. Stay here for a moment, coming back to your breath. Hands on the waist. We're going to take a big step out with our left foot, allowing your right foot to face toward the upper right. Bending that left foot. On an inhale, bending the left leg. On inhale, we're going to rise up to the sky. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and on an exhale, we're going to open into our warrior two. So adjust your stance if you need to. We're in warrior two. Back leg is straight, front leg is bent. Chest is open, arms are open. Exhale, straighten the leg. Right arm slides down the back of the right leg. Left arm over the left ear, stretching back in our reverse triangle. Bending the left leg. Forearm comes above the knee. And extending with our right arm over the ear. Keep your chest open and look up. We're straightening the leg a little bit. We're going to pivot on that right foot and allow your right knee to come down to the ground. Very nice. Go ahead and place both hands in front of you if it feels good on your body. And windshield out the left leg off the mat. So the left foot off the mat. So your left foot, the toes are pointing slightly out toward the left. You can stay here in this lizard pose if that feels good to you. You can also have a block here in front of you. And if you'd like, you can come down onto your forearms, being gentle with your body. Just finding that balance between pushing yourself just enough and definitely not hurting. If it's hurting, let's come back up and we'll reposition. And your next exhale, come up. We're going to windshield wiper that foot back onto the mat, leaving your right arm on the mat. We're going to open up with our left arm to the sky in an arc. And release, walking the foot back around behind you. And we're going to come up into another downward dog. Bending the knees, feet at the edges of the mat. Walk back our arms. Come to our standing position. And hands on the waist. We're going to take a big step out with our left foot toward the right side of our mat. So we're here. Whatever width feels good to you. Feet are pointing forward. Hands on the waist. We're going to inhale and exhale, bend from the waist toward the ground. Allowing your hands to come to the ground. You can also have your block here. Allow your head to get nice and heavy. Heavier with every exhale if you can. And if you'd like, you can walk your hands out in front of you. Or you can walk your hands even back. Just make sure you're able to keep your balance. You can walk your hands back so that they're a little bit more in line with the arches of your foot. Allow yourself to just get heavy here. If you need to bend your knees, go ahead. Walk the hands out in front of you a little bit. And we're going to bend the left knee. You can pivot the toes out and straighten the right leg. We're going to walk just toward the left a little bit. Coming forward, we're going to do the opposite. Pivot the toes of the right foot out, bend the knee, straighten the left leg, and we're just going to walk our hands toward the right a little bit. Good. Straightening the legs, coming forward. We're going to start to windshield wiper the legs together, about hip width. Inhale, come on up. Hands to the waist. We're going to come down into our Malasana squat. So if this is hard on your knees or on any part of your body, feel free to just come to about here or here, or we can just stay here. And for the Malasana squat, we'll have our feet about hip width-ish apart and our toes are facing out. We're just going to come down, and as you get down, reposition your legs to the position that feels good for you today. If this is challenging, a really good trick is to have the hands out in front of you as a counterbalance as you're getting there. You can do that. Or if you're just having a day where you need a little extra help balancing. Otherwise, you can have your hands in Anjali Mudra and prayer pose. Back nice and straight, chest open, face up. Just be here for a few rounds of inhales and exhales. If you need to like hold on to a wall, or you can do this against a wall, that's also helpful. And sometimes if you can find a little gazing point to look at on the ground to help you kind of put your concentration on, that will help too. On your next exhale, put our hands on the ground. Inhale, raise up. Come up gently with your body, feet together, and we'll step to the top of your mat up here. Find your footing. Your feet are about, a little closer than hip width apart. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. We're going to start off by rooting our left foot into the ground. Hands in Anjali Mudra. We're lifting up our right foot, opening up our right leg, and place the sole of your right foot somewhere on that leg that feels good to you today. You can have a little bend in that right knee and try to find a little gazing point to look at, something that's not moving that will help you keep your balance. Just focus on the breath, not thinking about having to walk the dog or run errands. You're just here in this moment right now. If you'd like, you can extend the arms like a tree up into the sky. And exhale, arms down, release the foot, shake it out. Okay, and now we're going to be rooting down with our right foot. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Raise up that left leg. Place the bottom of that left foot somewhere on the inside of your leg that feels good to you. Find that little gazing spot. And if it feels good, go ahead and raise the arms. And exhale, release to the ground. Shaking out that foot. So you're up here at your mat. So we're going to now step back with our left leg. So we're in our wide-legged stance, but we're facing the opposite direction of the mat. You stay there. I'm going to turn around so you can see a little better. So we're here. Again, we're going to have our hands on our waist. Inhale, exhale, we're bending from the waist. Hands toward the ground. You can have your block in front of you to help bring the ground a little closer to you. Walk out the legs a little more if it feels good to you. And you can definitely have a little bend in the knee. And allow your head to just get heavy. Allow the top of your head to just release to the earth. You can walk out the arms in front of you. If that feels good. Walk the hands back, maintaining balance to be closer to the arch of your foot. This gives a little bit of a deeper stretch. Walking the hands out in front of you if you're not already here, and bending the left knee, pivoting the toes to the left, fanning a little bit. We're going to walk toward the left, moving your right foot as you need to. And we're going to do the opposite back. Pivot the right foot, fanning the toes out, bending the knee. And straightening both knees. We're having a slight buoyancy. We're going to walk back. Start to windshield viper the feet in a little bit. Toes out. And inhale. Come up. Arms in Anjali Mudra. We're going to come down into our Malasana squat or your version of it. Moving the feet to find what feels good for you. This always reminds me of a duck or a goose for some reason. So we're here. You have the arms in counterbalance if that feels better for you. Chest is open. You can use your elbows to push back your knees a little bit more if you would like. See if you can find that gazing spot and find some stillness here with your breath. There's a fly on me, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll drop the hands to the ground. Inhale, we're going to come up. And we're going to step back to the top of our mat where we were before. Finding your balance here. I'm going to step again to show you here. Again, we're rooting down the left foot into the ground. We're going to have our hands in Anjali Mudra, getting a nice bend in that left knee. We're going to raise the right leg and flip our foot up. So our ankle, the inside ankle of our right foot facing the sky, and I am hooking it onto that bent knee. So we're here. If this is a little bit of a challenge, you can hold onto a wall and do it for balance. Or you can bend the knee and have the foot here, below the knee, anywhere here. So I think the trick is really to have a nice bend in that left knee so that you have something to hook your right ankle onto. So we're here, chest is open, right leg up, flip it up, and you can bend a little deeper. Find the positioning that works for you. And if it feels good, you can tilt forward at your pelvis towards the ground, finding that counterbalance. Finding a spot to gaze at. Up and release. Shake out that leg. Shake, shake, shake. We're going to start next with our right foot, finding all four corners of the foot into the mat, really feeling those roots coming down, bending that knee, hands are in Anjali Mudra. Lift the left foot, flip her around. It's okay to lose your balance. Finding your spot and bending the knee a little deeper. And if you feels good, go ahead and tilt forward a little bit at the pelvis. Come up, release, shake it out. So you're up here at the top of the mat. If you feel like you need to bend to release the back, any kind of moves that you need to do here for your body, go ahead and do that. And we're going to bend the knees, palms on the mat, and step back into a downward dog. From here, we're going to find a real connection with the earth with our left foot, rooting it down, bringing our right leg up into the air, bending it at the knee, and we're going to be bringing our right knee toward our right wrist and twisting that right leg around so that the sole of our foot is facing the left side of the room. So now you have your left leg straight behind you and your right leg in a parallel-ish situation, parallel-ish to the front of the mat, but it doesn't have to be parallel. You can have the knee bent and the right foot a little bit more toward the back. This is an all about you pose, as are all of them, but really finding the most comfortable place for you, for your knee and for your hip. If this feels good to you, see if you can push your knee out just a little bit. You want to have your knee outside of your hip, so they're not right parallel, like, right next to each other, in front of each other. So you have your foot up here, you have it parallel, your right foot is parallel, left leg is back, not flipping in or out. And stay here. This is in this pigeon pose. Chest open, arms straight, or you can release to the ground or to the block that you have in front of you. This is an intense hip stretcher. So this is one of the ones where coming back to your exhales, your exhalations is really helpful. Just allow you to find the strength in that breath, and with every exhale to melt a little more into the pose. You can also have your hands and fists, one on top of the other, to make a little pillow for you, if that feels good. If at any time your leg starts to cramp up or feel really uncomfortable, just come on up. You can come on up to this position or untangle yourself a little bit to be like here, in a position that's a modification that feels good for you. If this is too challenging right now, today, you can consider coming onto your back with the soles of your feet on the ground. Your knees are bent. And take that right leg, bend it at the knee, and flip it up onto your left, just above your left knee. You can stay here. You can push back with your right hand, open up the hip a little bit, or you can bring the left leg up and grab it behind the thigh and pull it towards you. And this one you'll also get a really good hip stretch. So wherever you are, you're going to unravel yourself, and we're going to meet in another downward dog. So go ahead and come on up here. We're in our last downward dog of the day. Oh my gosh. Rooting your right foot down, lifting your left leg up into the ground, bending it at the knee, bringing that left leg, that left knee to your left, towards your left wrist, allowing that right leg to come behind you, and that left leg is parallel-ish in front of you. It's all about reposition, reposition, reposition. So we can stay here in this pigeon pose. Chest open, heart open, or you can come down to your block, or you can come down on your forearms or your head. Find what works good for you today. And if you're doing the other modification when you're on your back, you're just going to flip to the next side. So your right sole will be on the ground, and then you're going to bend your left leg and flip your ankle towards, so it's going to be resting above your right knee. Wherever you are, just keep coming back to the breath. Allow the breath to wash over you. If you keep your focus, relax into the exhale to get a little deeper into the stretch. On your next inhale, we'll come up, unraveling yourself, stretching out the legs if it feels good to you. And we're going to come onto our back on the mat. If you're not already there, all right, soles of our feet are on the ground. Our knees are together. Our feet are together-ish. If it feels good to you, go ahead and put your arms out into a T shape. Inhale, and on an exhale, allow your legs just to drop to the left, repositioning your feet as necessary. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can take your left ankle and cross it, hook it over your right knee, allowing it to come down a little bit further. And if it feels good, you can turn your face to the right. Release, or coming up. Inhale and exhale. Allow your legs to drop to the right. If you want, hook the right ankle over the left side of the knee and bring it down. And look to the left. And if this is too challenging, you can stay here with your feet together, knees together, and just shake it out a little bit. Wherever you are, we're going to come back up to where we were before, and we're going to have Now we're going to have our knees touching and we're going to walk out our feet to the edge of the mat. And leaving our feet on the edge of the mat, we're just going to windshield wiper our legs back and forth a little bit. Releasing the back. Okay, bring the feet back together and hug the legs, hug the knees into the chest. Rolling, rolling, rolling a little bit here, massaging the back. And see if you can allow your feet to come up towards you in kind of like a Baddha Konasana, our feet touching, butterfly pose in the air. And see if you can reach out and grab either the outside or the inside of the arch of your feet. And we're going to extend the shins, the calves. So our legs are going to be at about a right angle between the thighs and the calves. This is happy baby. And just roll around a little bit, massaging your back. If you want to extend one of your legs, go for it. If not, that's cool too. We're just rolling like a happy baby. And go ahead and release the legs to the mat. We're going to extend our feet now, our legs now. Extend our arms out next to us. A very comfortable position. Allow your feet to be open, allow your arms to be open in a very comfortable position. This is an effortless position. You just find you're comfortable lying on your back pose. If your lower back is talking to you now, you can take a rolled up towel or blanket, put it under your knees to help relieve any pain you have in your lower back. Just find a position that feels really good for you. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths, a few moments. In our final pose of the day, Shavasana. Ours is our resting pose, our pose where we really absorb all that great stuff that we did for our bodies today. We just rest. Allow your body to just feel the security of the ground underneath you. The ground is supporting you. It's there for you. Big inhale and big exhale. It's your time to just be. So allow your breath to just come naturally here. And if your mind starts to wander, see if you can bring it back to the rhythm of your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers. Slowly start to wiggle your toes. Move your feet around. Twist your wrist around. And inhale. Bring your arms above your head. Bring your legs, point your toes down and do a nice full body stretch. Inhale and exhale. Allow the arms to come down. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. You need to bring your knees to your chest, for your lower back. Go ahead and do that. And in your own time, as it feels comfortable for you, come onto your side and make your way up into a seated position. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking the time to do this wonderful thing for yourself today. And try to see if you can take this good feeling that you have in your body along with you throughout the rest of the things that you need to do today. And try to remember that feeling of when you're able to come back to your breath when you're on the mat, and when you find yourself in situations out in the world that are a little bit challenging. See if you can look inward and focus on that breath and that peace that it brings to you. Just have that introspection and that ability to know that you can work through it with patience and with self-love, and use that breath as a tool to help you whenever you come up against any challenging situations. It was really wonderful to do this with you today, and I hope that I will see you again. Namaste.